Hi, everybody. Welcome to Prax K Ride. Today is not going to be so much a practice session, but I consider this one of my most important videos I've ever shot. I'd like to explain what I've been doing for the last 9 years of my retirement with the convalescent care community. What happened was I retired 9 years ago, and I read an article in the newspaper that said, with all the musicians in Sonoma, how come nobody's going to the convalescent hospitals and playing for these people? So someone forwarded the article to me, and I thought, okay, why not? How come nobody's going? So I thought, well, I'll do these people a favor. I'll go practice my clarinet at the convalescent hospital. So I went over with my clarinet and I was practicing, and it was kind of engaging. They were paying attention, not paying attention. It didn't really make much of a difference. Then after a couple of weeks, I said to the nurse, I go, I've been playing here now 3 weeks and nobody ever gets a visit. I go, how often do these people get visits from their friends and family? And the lady at the convalescent hospital said, well, maybe once a year, sometimes never. A lot of these folks are here. They don't have family. Their family's out of state. So no one really comes in and engages them. So at that point, I realized I wasn't just bringing a musical product to the convalescent community, I was bringing me. So that's when everything changed for me. So I next time I came, I brought an iPod docking bay with my clarinet, and I played songs that I had. And I started talking to the people, and I say, "What do you like? Oh, you like Frank Sinatra?" So I'd buy a Frank Sinatra song and play along with it on clarinet. And I did that on different guys. One lady loves Chicago, so I got the best of Chicago seat, and I'm playing with my clarinet. So then I thought, well, I'll bring a sax in. I brought my soprano and I did that for a few years. And that's morphed into bringing my alto in and then playing with a guitar player and losing the background tracks. But my point is, I wanted to tell you my thought process and what I do with the convalescent folks. First of all, I come in and it is a show, but it's not a show. It's a how are you guys doing? What's new? Oh, by the way, I gigged here. I did this. I went here with the family. So I always want to present them news of my life the same way, your son, your daughter, your father, your whomever visiting you in the hospital would do. They tell you what they were doing, what's going on. I ask them what's going on, but for the most part, it's nothing. I mean, it's television, it's planned activities, it's an outdoor excursion once in a while, but for the most part, it's just boring nothing. So I come in and I tell them about what I've done during the week, what's going on, what was fun, what was bad. I try and give them news of the community. So I'll say, hey, that gas station on 4th Street, well, now that's a convenience store because these people haven't been out of their facility for years. So they don't, and if they're even if they're from Sonoma, they don't realize how much the town's changed because they never get out of the place. So I try and bring them a chronicling of what's going on in the town. And the people that come and play with me, and I get many people from the community. I get singers, I get guitar players, sax players, flute, whomever. I don't care. If they want to show up and play, they're welcome to. But when I tell people that come in, the minute you walk in the door, you've won. Because when you walk in the door, somebody in that community is thinking, oh, that guy reminds me of my grandfather, or that guy reminds me of my next door neighbor, or that lady, gosh, she reminds me of the gal I used to see up at Safeway checking me out. So the whole purpose of me being there is number one, letting them know that somebody gives a damn and cares. And number two, I view it my job as being memory stimulation. I am presenting a music show, but every song is a pocket of memories. So I try to engage them and expand on that. So I'll come in and I'll do, hi, how you doing? And I did the show every week. I figured if my mother was in the convalescent hospital, or God forbid, me in the convalescent hospital, I would really want at least a weekly visit. I'd look forward to it. I'd be sad if the person bailed. It might be something for me to hang on to and go, hey man, the visit's coming on Monday and today's Saturday and only 2 more days, that kind of thing. So I made it weekly deliberately. And I come in and usually, hi, how are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And if I'm with my guitar player, we just start playing. I've got a great guitar player and I can play any song, any key. And he's with me by the fourth bar of the song playing with me. He's amazing. Then the other show I do is a solo show. I've done two shows a week here at different convalescent hospitals, one for 9 years, one for 5 years. At the other show, I it's a solo show. I had a guitar player, he got bored and bailed on me, so I use an iReal Pro backing track along with a nice big fat Bluetooth speaker, and that works really well. So anyway, I go to the show. Hi, how you doing? A little bit of extra news, so and so, where's so and so? Hey, and I always make it clear I'm very happy to be there. I'm happy to see them. I want them to get the idea that somebody gives a damn about them because by and large, the convalescent community, they're not touched unless they're being wheeled around or getting a shot. They're not recognized. They're under, just imagine if nobody ever talked to you. Imagine if you sat in a chair and look out the wall for all day, or somebody put you in front of a TV set and that should said that's your life, for the next 5 years. So I try to engage them. And like I said, I view the music is important, but it's a pocket of memories. So I might start off with some kind of a sing along song, something I know they all know. It might be Red River Valley. And the rhythm is almost more important than the melody. Yes, you want to play the melody and not screw it up. And I play it in different keys just to keep my head going. And I might change styles and I might change tempos, but I'll play familiar songs interspersed with the other things I do. And once I start playing, they all start singing. And I'll encourage them. I'll go, yeah, 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 sing along, sing harmony. If you don't know the words, hum something, because studies have shown that music accesses, in fact, I've seen this. I've seen stroke victims that can't move and they hear something recognizable like America or whatever. And it's different for different genres. I mean, I play stuff that's aimed at the teenage years of somebody in their 70s, and I have a lot of 60s music. As I get older, that has now become the stuff that these guys recognize. See, in a convalescent hospital, the popular conception is everybody's old as dirt. That's not true. There's a lot of stroke victims in there that could be 40, 50, 60, you name it. There's people recovering from accidents or replacements, hip replacement, knee replacement, that have no one to pay attention to them. So they have to be somewhere where they have help, and this is where they get better. So it's not all a holding ground for old people, but there are quite a few. So I'm finding the age group ranges from maybe 40 all the way up to 90. I mean, there was even a gal that over 100. So the choice of song is important. You want something recognizable and something they can get with, but at the same time, you want stimulation. So there's times my guitar player and I will play like blue bossa. I do this on sax. So when I'm playing also, I'll stand and I'll actually walk the crowd. So it's not some guy bored stiff doing a song for the 4,000th time for a convalescent group. I'm here to put on a show. I'm here to replicate as much as I can what they might hear if they were at Murphy's Bar and Grill, or if they were out at a club, or if they were out hearing a little bit of music before they went home. So that's my mindset. I go in there, I'm trying to give them a show. I'm trying to give them an hour's relief from what their world is like. So I might play a song, and sometimes I'll set the song up and I'll say, what car were you driving when you heard this song? You know, so I'll set it up and I'll say, what car were you driving? Or I'll play Somewhere Over the Rainbow and I'll say, what car were you driving? Were you married or single? Were you dating somebody? What was your favorite restaurant when you heard this song? And I may or may not be connecting with the people. This may or may not be working. I don't know, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to try. So I'm always trying to expand this pocket of memory. We all have a pocket of memories. You know, I hear Beach Boys, it takes me back to high school. I hear Beatles, it takes me back to the first time I heard the Beatles. So we all have a pocket of memories around this music. Like I remember driving my bicycle around this little girl's house singing a Beatles song. I mean, that was my memory with that song. And that's true for a lot of people. So I try to help them access that circle of memories, that pocket of memory around every song I'm playing. So I'll mix it up with songs they recognize. I play a lot of music from the 60s that I enjoy, and hopefully they have a reference to, we play, so um, I don't I did practice a set for these people a long, long time ago, but that was 9 years ago. And now I don't. I make it as stimulating for me as I possibly can. So if I'm playing Somewhere in the Rainbow, I might do it in F one day. And a lot of this is on sax. And then the next day I'll go, okay, F sharp, or the next week. And on Mondays, I have the genius guitar player, like I said, and I'm always trying to keep him engaged because I love him and I don't want him to quit, and I want him to keep coming. So we'll have an all reggae day. So every song we play is reggae, no matter what the original style was. Or we'll play blue bossa in three, or we'll play other songs that are 4 and 4/4 in three. Sometimes now also interspersed with the songs that they know, I'll do old TV themes because that's something that's very relatable to the whole crowd. So now it's not perfect, and there are mistakes there, but what I've learned after 9 years is that once you get that wheel of memory started and you keep the song going no matter how it goes, they're in there, they're with you, they're remembering, oh yeah, yeah, I remember that show Hawaii 5 0, yeah, and Steve McGarrett and all those characters. And sometimes I'll stimulate that and say, did you watch this show? What did you think of this show? So, and also one key thing I've learned is you can't judge what's going on by what's being reflected back to you. I had one woman that for 8 months, all she could say is, that's the way the ball bounces. She was caught in a mental loop. So I'd say, how are you doing? That's the way the ball bounces. I'd say, did you like that song? That's the way the ball bounces. So that went on for 8 months. And then one day I saw her, how you doing? She said, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So that's what she wanted to say and couldn't get it out there. So I play and I do my show and I do the best I can. And if I get no response or minimal response, I assume always that there's a human being in the middle of all that, and somehow, some way, they're getting something out of that. Even if they can't stand what I do and can't stand the song and have no relation to it, I think the stimulation, even of getting mad and pissed off, is good. That's better than boring normal. Anyway, so also that's another thing. Volume you have to watch out for. These people can't advocate for themselves, and the staff gets bored. They like it loud, but for some of these people, that can't be comfortable for them, and that's not the point of the show. So I hope this encourages some of you guys that play instruments. And as you get older, and perhaps the money thing isn't as big of a deal, because there is some money in convalescent places, not a lot. There's places that actually will pay $75 for an hour for a show, not on a regular basis, but for one-offs. Then there's other places where I get gas money, and that's $50 a month. But most of these places, there is a little, but not a lot. It's not something you're going to do because it's a gig. It's something you're going to do because you want to do that. But the nice part about it is you get to play songs you want to play, and I'll play things like I know they've never heard, like Lucky Southern. With the iPro background, and that helps with that keeps a nice thing going. And with one show with the guitar player, we play lots and lots of songs and go through. With another show, when I'm doing the solo show, I explain to the people I'm playing jazz, and that means today's solo will not sound like last week's. You're watching my musical growth over the months and years. And these people are really into it. I mean, they're kind of interested. Okay, what have I been practicing? What can I do this week that I couldn't do last week? And I'll ask them. I mean, there's some people that are aware that will engage with you. Then there's other people that are politely watching the whole time and not really able to engage. And then there's people that, for whatever reason, aren't there. I mean, they're either mentally not there, or they want to talk. They don't want to focus on what's going on. So I'll engage the people that see me on a regular basis and say, "What about this? What about that? Did I go too crazy?" I mean, there's songs like "Mercy, Mercy, Mercy" I'll play a lot, and "Wine Light," and I get into Wine Light and really do a long job with that. And hi, Leah. Oh, here's Leah. She's the star of my show also. I bring my dog with me to both convalescent shows. And I guarantee you, if Leia's not there, the people are all going, "Where's your dog? Where's your dog?" Because when they get doggy visits from the person, the dog, they bring the dog in. "Hi, how you doing? Hi, how you doing? Hi, how you doing?" Whatever, and they take the dog away. With Leia, she runs free for an hour. So for an hour, they're giving her bones, they're petting her, she's running around eating crackers from their hands. So the people that like pets, is an hour. It's not a 3 minute visit and on to the next room. It's really engaging. So I don't know what I would do without her. She's easily half of the heart that goes into this whole convalescent thing. So I encourage you, if you have the time and any kind of inclination, the convalescent community is an underserved. I mean, maybe it's different in your area. In our area, it's an underserved part of our population. These folks are kind of thrown into a situation where it's, "I'll make you comfortable until you're dead." Is that boil? That's basically what it goes down to. You're in a wheelchair, you don't have help, you don't have services, you have nobody visiting. So we'll make you comfortable, we'll drug you up, we'll play Wii some games, whatever, until you've passed away. So they don't get what you and I get, where people are saying, "How are you doing?" They're engaging us. We're doing activities. We're around. We have variety in the food, where we go, what we do. They don't have that. So I bring that into the situation. Hopefully, that's what I'm trying to do. So what I'm saying is, if you have any heart for this kind of work, I would encourage you to do it. Or at the very least, set it up where you say, go to a convalescent hospital, and if they don't have lots of musicians coming, say, "Look, how about if I come for a couple of weeks, see how it works out? And if it works out, I'll do it on a regular basis. If not, no harm done. I'll just take off. No harm, no foul. Pick a time. Usually the afternoons they're asleep. So your best bet for any kind of a show, in my experience, is around 10:30 to like 11:30. I like to practice every morning, so I'm playing from 8 o'clock to 10, and then I run off and do my show at 10:30. If you do it much earlier, that I guess is okay if you want to do that. I don't I have things I want to get done. And then like I said, later they're taking a nap and they're usually out of it. There are some places I'll play a night dinner show with a jazz trio, but that's a different situation. That's a high-end convalescent community and they have tons of money and they have very rich people and they want, quality entertainment is what it boils down to. So I don't do the show there. I'm just playing trio music. But I encourage you to go engage with the people, ask them, what do you like? What don't you like? I played a song by Chicago called 25 or 6 to 4. Did you like that song? Did you not like the song? Would you rather I play what, and they will tell you what they like. And sometimes you can gauge from reactions what they do like or they don't like. But I try to mix it up. After 9 years, I would be bored stiff if I was doing the exact same show as when I started. So there's times I'll bring in a real book and my guitar player and I'll play all real book songs for the hour. Or there's times I'll bring in a best of Chicago songbook and we'll see how screwed up the melodies are there and how close they are. And it's practice for him. So it depends kind of on what you want to do. But I encourage you to go in there with the idea that you're not just bringing a musical package, you're bringing your personality and you're bringing your sense of you're a human being, I'm a human being, you're stuck, and I'm here to. It's like a kid, like a kid helping a parent, or a brother helping a brother, or a brother helping a sister, or helping your mom, or however you want to view it. It's you trying to make these people feel like they're not lost, they're not given away. And it's fun for you, the musician. I mean, for me, definitely 3 hours a week of ear training has been fantastic. I mean, I'm doing things at gigs I couldn't possibly do if I wasn't figuring out downtown and different keys every week. So forth, that kind of thing. And it's a chance for you to play the songs that are meaningful to you. I played lots of Stevie Wonder, lots of Beach Boys, lots of Chicago. I've played Louis Armstrong songs. They love Wonderful World. They love Hello Dolly. So, if through trial and error, you'll figure out what's really meaningful for them. A lot of these songs, if you can't find other musicians to play with you, iReal Pro has thousands of songs and thousands of backup tracks. So you can find something to back you up so you're not playing all by yourself. And you just turn it on, play with it, and when you're done, you turn it off. I mean, like I said, you're presenting the best you can with what you have. If you can bring in a duo, here's Leia. Yeah, Leia. Leia likes her butt scratched. If you can bring in a duo, that's great. If you can bring in a trio, that's wonderful. The problem is getting people that want to do this on a regular basis, that see the value, that don't mind the fact that they're not making a lot of money, although the convalescent hospitals probably are. I mean, I know there's a lot of resentment about that, but so what? I mean, yeah, the convalescent hospitals are making an S load of cash, but that doesn't change the fact that these poor people in wheelchairs are underserved. I mean, yes, it costs a lot of money, but so what? I mean, if I can help out, I'm going to help out. So there is that. Anyway, I hope somebody picks up their horn and goes to a convalescent hospital and says, hey, somebody challenged me and I'm going to check this out. Can I come Tuesdays at 10:30 and play for an hour for you guys? I play sax, I play flute, I play clarinet, I play trumpet, I play accordion, I play piano, whatever. Can I just play songs for these people for an hour and see what it goes on? And you do the best you can with whatever you've got. You gauge the reaction. You interplay with these people, and somebody says, "Wow, I really like to hear Darktown Strutters Ball." So you go to YouTube and see if you want to learn it. and bring it in for them. And it's benefiting you, the musician, at the same time that it's benefiting these folks. Anyway, this has been the most meaningful thing I've done in my retirement. I've been retired 9 years, and by far the most benefit I've gotten for myself. I mean, on Monday morning, I do my show from 10:30 to 11:30. Then myself and the guitar player and the staff are the only ones that stand up and walk out of that room. Everybody else there is in wheelchairs and gurneys and with it or not with it, sick or not sick. I mean, we take so much for granted that aren't in that situation. If I can get in the car and drive, they would give anything to be able to do that. I can go have food whenever I want. They would love to do that. I can stimulate myself with a variety of things that they don't have access to. I don't have to wait 40 minutes to go to the bathroom for a nurse to drive me in there. So, there's so much we take for. And so when I leave that convalescent center on Monday, I'm going, oh my God, I have got it made. I've got nothing to complain about compared to what these people have to go through. So it gives my life balance. It really does. I mean, it really changes my idea of what a bad day might be. So I wish you guys the best. I hope somebody copycats me. Hey, say it was your idea. Say you woke up one day and decided to do it, and here I am, and just go somewhere. And if it doesn't work in one place, then whatever, go to the next place. Don't let your desire to help your community in a way that's meaningful get in the way of somebody that doesn't understand that. There will be a place that will allow you to do that, and it might turn into a paying gig, it might not. You never know. I have gotten gigs out of this, not really trying, but somebody hears me and says, hey, will you play my birthday party, or will you play my 70th anniversary, or will you play whatever? And I have a variety of bands I play with in a variety of situations, and I offer them what I have available, and they do it or they don't do it. So, but that's not the reason I do this. That's very rare, actually, that happens. So I hope you guys get the same thing out of this I do. I mean, people say, "Oh, well, you're a saint. You're wonderful." I go, "No. I get so much out of doing this. So much. Like I said, I love these people. I get a chance to, and I mean, I'm basically with a lot of these people for the last 6 months of their life. I mean, that really is what it boils down to. In the place I've been at 9 years, there's one person left from when I started. Everybody else is gone, and I mean gone. Not just bye bye, but that's it. So in some regards, I'm playing and I'm with them on their last 6 months, and I might be the only person with them. I mean, like I said, I don't see many visits, so I try really hard to replicate what I would consider a meaningful weekly visit would be. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Take care. Welcome to Practice with K Ride.